3 secrets to becoming a millionaire that you need to know. You've seen the clickbait headlines, haven't you? I made millions selling this book, now you can too. How I scaled my dropshipping empire to multiple 7 figures. And we'll build an Amazon FBA store for you from scratch. As tempting as it is to dive headfirst into the world of get-rich-quick schemes, and hear us clearly, we aren't saying there aren't possibilities to make millions by learning from others and building online businesses. But the truth behind these pitches is always harder and more complex than it appears. And most entrepreneurs won't actually have what it takes to see these paths through to riches. On the other hand, there are tried and tested methods of becoming a millionaire that anyone can and should follow. These have less to do with the job that you have and more to do with how you think and the strategy that you follow. A quick search reveals many different paths that people took in order to become millionaires. You can save and invest, follow a dream, climb through the ranks of corporate life, or become astoundingly good at what you do. Regardless of how people got there, it took time, effort, and sacrifice to do it. The money didn't simply fall into their laps. People work hard to become millionaires, and it also takes some very specific skill sets. In this video, we're going to look at 3 secrets that are going to help you become a millionaire your way. Welcome back to Lifestyle Billionaire Club, where future millionaires and the new rich come for inspiration and education on how to reach their goals, build true wealth, and learn to keep it. This channel isn't for the lazy, so if you aren't here to get inspired and take action, go back to watching videos on the Illuminati and why you aren't part of the secret elite. But if you're a connoisseur of the good life and you have what it takes to build riches and wealth, welcome. You have found your home. And before we get into today's video, if you're dedicated to hitting your next level and continuing to learn and grow, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. And if you get value out of today's video, share it with friends, because remember, getting rich is more fun together. So let's get into it, shall we? Everyone wants to know the secret formula to becoming a millionaire, don't they? Well, here's the biggest secret of all. Are you ready? There's no one single way to make it. But if you maximize and utilize your skills, talents, and preferences and develop some great habits, you're going to be a lot closer than someone who follows the crowd. Without any further ado, let's look at 3 secrets to becoming a millionaire. Number 1, know yourself. Whatever way someone became a millionaire is the way that worked for them. It sounds obvious, doesn't it? Let's look at it a bit more. If you are risk and loss adverse, then setting up your own business or crafting something as you go along might not be the best option for you. After all, you'll probably be very stressed out while doing it, and that's hardly going to help you. Instead, you can go down the save and invest route. Work out your lifestyle to suit your income and projected growth. Make the cuts that you need to, or find ways to increase your income, and make sure a good proportion of your earnings, generally 20%, more if you can afford it, goes into smart savings and investments. If you're following this path, slow and steady is the key. Invest in the long run into tried and true methods of building consistent wealth like index funds. The biggest mistake you could make is blowing your investment money on risky opportunities that don't have a clear track record and which you don't fully understand. Stick with old reliable, and if you need to satisfy a wild hair, do so with a small and calculated percentage of your investment money. And only take on one risky investment at a time. Consistency on the proven long-term methods is what's key. People who follow this tend to live on 80% of their earnings. This is how you can become a millionaire. Or it can be a starting point for you as you gain in money confidence and get more comfortable with risk. It takes time and commitment to growing your wealth in this way. It is possible, and many people do it. If you are more willing to make sacrifices in time and money and lifestyle, then you can create a business around your dreams, something you've always wanted to do. Becoming a millionaire might not be the driving force behind it initially, but having something you're passionate about that you want to show people will certainly help you greatly along the way. Now, the point here isn't to give you step-by-step instructions on how to become a millionaire, but it is to illustrate how, by working with your own temperament and personality, it's possible to make and grow your wealth. If you're someone who thinks that they should get their millions through climbing the corporate ladder, but really you are so stressed out that you can barely function, then maybe it's time to reassess who you are and what drives you. Likewise, if doing the same thing day after day for the next few years is intolerable to you, perhaps the challenge of having your own business would work better for you. You don't need to follow the crowd with this. You need to know yourself well enough to be able to find a strategy that works with who you are and that you'll actually maximize to your own benefit. You're more likely to stick to it that way. And we'll say it again. Be the constant. Consistency is the real key to wealth. Number 2, you need to be interested in money. Now, this one might seem obvious. After all, we're all here because we're interested in money, aren't we? Well, yes and no. There's being interested in money because you think it's going to get you something, material goods, happiness, or get you out of debt. And there's being interested in money because you actually care to learn what you can do with it. Something drives you to understand how to secure your future, grow your wealth, put your money to work for you, and on top of all of that, you also want to have incredible experiences with it. Understanding how money works, how it grows, how it builds, this is important for anyone who wants to become rich. You've got to take some interest in understanding money. Want a good place to start? Aside from our Lifestyle Billionaire Club channel, of course, we recommend you pick up 2 books, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason and Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, and this will give you a good start. Wealthy people aren't scared or resentful of money, and we aren't uninterested in it. We know what can be possible when we have enough of it. Once you start being interested in money, how to make it, how to grow it, what it can do, then forming the habits that support this, watching it grow will be a pleasure. Think about your favorite hobby. Part of the appeal in it is getting better at what you're doing. Take painting, for instance. You want to learn. You start, you find some videos to watch, put it into practice, and get better. Sure, it can be frustrating at times, but when you see the progress you're making and how the quality of work you're producing is increasing, then your hobby can become a lifetime passion. Same with sports or cooking or anything, really. The more interest we take in it, the more the results become pleasurable. Think about an old lady who absolutely loves gardening. She doesn't just plant things and then forget about them. She's made gardening her passion, her lifelong interest. She nurtures the plants, buys different plants that suit her garden, and she creates a layout, a symphony. She waters her plants, feeds them, keeps the pests at bay, and enjoys the fruits or flowers of her labor. And if that example doesn't resonate with you, think of your favorite athlete and the passion with which they study the game and then apply that knowledge day in and day out at practices, scrimmages, and finally at game time. You can have the same joy and fulfillment from learning about money and growing your wealth. Money and wealth are a skill, a talent that you develop. Watch those first few dollars grow into larger bills through the different strategies that you use. Wealthy people become better at managing their money because we're interested in it. we automatically pay more attention to the things that we're interested in. It's not magic, it's attention. Which is why being interested in the ways in which you bring your money in matters, whether that's your job, business, or the investments that you make, or all of it. Luckily, we know that you're interested in getting rich, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Let us know what your relationship to money is like. Is it like a lush garden that's blooming from all the love and attention that you give it? Is it hard to see the flowers for all the weeds choking them? Maybe it's a barren waste ground that's crying out for attention? Write in the comments below and remember to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. If you know of anyone else who you feel would benefit from learning more about money and getting rich, please share this video with them too. Now, let's get back to our third secret to becoming a millionaire. Number 3, discipline. A word that strikes fear into the heart of so many people. I'm sure that many of us have an idea of discipline that is more like a punishment than a pleasure. And if you're like most entrepreneurs, you hate being told what to do. You got into this space because you rebelled against authority figures in work and life in some fashion. And so the very idea of discipline is nearly repugnant to you. Want the secret? Learn to tell yourself what to do and learn to follow that voice without wavering. Consistency and discipline is the key to all success. The type of discipline that millionaires have is to develop and maintain habits that support their wealth building and lifestyle. They're helpful habits that make life run more smoothly and work to building a financially secure future. This is essential to wealth because if you're stressed out and floundering most of the time, you're not going to get rich and you'll probably burn out. You need to be able to work consistently in your area of expertise where you can accomplish results and keep doing it. It doesn't mean that every day will be the same, but it does mean that you have to show up and focus on what's a priority and what's going to be productive on a regular basis. And know that these things may change over time. If your current focus is to sort out your time management skills, then take every opportunity to find a way that brings you the best results. If it's paying off your debts, then find the best way for you to do this and stick with it. If it's temporarily cutting your spending as you've hit an unexpected expense, then do that, but also work out how to prevent this from happening again. Do you need to save so you can have a bigger financial buffer zone? Or do you need to earn more money? Discipline means that you're going to do what you need to do when you need to do it every time consistently. You're not going to cut corners with your pursuit, make excuses, leave out steps, or decide that it's not for you until next time you get the urge to get rich. You're going to set up routines and habits that consistently work for you because they're in your best interest. As Jim Rohn said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Millionaires are people who have bridged that gap. There's a lot more to getting rich than the type of job you have and how much money you earn. Knowing how you work yourself is important so that you can find your own particular road to wealth more easily. There's little point in following the crowd if they're doing something that you can't or don't want to do. So let's recap. 3 secrets that you need to know to become a millionaire are: number 1, get to know yourself. Number 2, find your interest in money beyond what it can buy you. Number 3, you have to be disciplined in order to build the habits and skills that you'll need. A lot of the time, we forget that we'll be the one who is doing this, so we do need to work with our own zones of genius, not someone else's. Now, over to you. We've listed 3 points here. Do you have any other insights that could help others make their journey to wealth more personalized? Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you on the next one and keep helping you build on your path to wealth. Thanks for watching and check out the next video. As always, remember to subscribe and turn on post notifications.